going down, fuck the world, I'm a thug. Tell them can't nothing stop me but a slug.
Moving on here to the next fight. Actually, it was the last fight or the main prelim. Sara McMann gets tapped by Ketlin Vieira.
Yo.
And here's the telling thing, first of all, from a jiu-jitsu guy, okay? When you get a head and arm choke, typically what you want to do, she was in her guard, right? What you want to do is you're gonna get it out of her guard, get your legs on the same side where your head is, and then use that as leverage to put pressure on that arm to get the choke, right? This fucking Vieira fucking put her arm under, grabbed her own hand, and squeezed that in. She didn't even have to get out of guard. That's some high level shit. And it's Sara McMahon's favorite submission.
So, okay, a few things there. Yes, absolutely, you're right. That is high level. A. B. It's fucking workhorse power.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Because C. It's Sara McMann. So it's a very powerful girl that she was actually able to do that power move against, which is saying a lot. And I'll tell you another thing. Shout out to the big homie, Dr. Phil Nuts, Mr. fucking Aaron Robbins.
Yeah.
He would always be one to want to see people go through a little adversity and come back. She lost that first round.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she did all this shit after losing the first round to Sara McMann, who is a fucking animal. I tweeted out when I was watching the fight, I was looking at Sara McMann in that first round. Swear to Christ, she reminds me of a young Tito. The way she fights, her power, her top game, and her control, she's fucking nasty, dog, and powerful. So, fuck, I don't even know how to say the new girl's name. What's her name?
It's like Ketlin Vieira, I want to say. Let me make
Vieira?
Sure. Vieira. Basically Vieira.
Vieira. Hey, listen, Jack. That's how you make a motherfucking. This was her debut, right?
Yeah. No, second fight.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, listen. Either way, that's how you make your debut onto the main card of a pay-per-view, Jack.
Pay-per-view.
That was fucking impressive. She dropped the round and then came back in and kind of, that's kind of what Sara McMann does. Get that top control and get those fucking arm triangles. That's her power game. To do that to her after losing the first round to her, that is fucking impressive. I mean, and listen, we was just talking about how fucking dead 35 is right now. So, I mean, we need to get her in there against another name. And fuck it, Juliana Pena. Let's what's that prick's name at 205? Ozdemir. We're gonna give her the Ozdemir treatment.
No time.
Yeah, get her in there immediately against Pena. Hopefully she snuffs Pena out, and bam, we got a fucking instant challenger at 35.
Yeah, we had a contender at that point. All right, after that, or before that, Sara Moraes gets the, I believe it's the armbar finish on Ashlee EvansSmith. Honestly, like the most notable thing to say about this is that she hasn't fought in a long time, and she had to do a GoFundMe to pay for her camp.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she had to do a GoFundMe to pay for her camp. She like burst out in tears in a bunch of like in a couple of post-fight interviews. So good for her for sure.
Armbar was slick too, man. She was hunting for it for a while, and then she finally got it. And she fucking popped the girl's elbow out too. It was nasty. She finished it like
in the cage. I caught this. This is when I turned on the TV, right as we're reading the decision, and I caught the replay of the armbar, and Joe Rogan says, I think you popped her elbow or something, and she goes, I hope so. Like,
yeah. Beast mode.
Cold bitch, straight up. All right, before that, Rick Glenn gets a decision over Gavin Tucker. Then before that, Alex White.
That was the prospect killer too. Old Gavin Tucker kind of got the Pedro Tyson treatment. We thought he was going to come in looking great, and fucking Rick Glenn put the experience to him, Jack.
He got dominated. So
hey, yo, listen, that fight went a little long too, man. Yeah, that boy took a fucking beating. What the fuck? His face was fucked after that fight.
Yeah, I'm going to have to catch the replay of that.
Yeah, that ref needs to, like, low-key. It was a little fucking out of hand, actually, to be honest.
That's what Dana White was tweeting about. He's like, he's the worst ref ever, or some shit like they put out on Twitter. All right.
Oh, he might be jumping the gun on that. But, yeah, it was a little out of hand.
Yeah. In the second round, Alex White gets the TKO win over Mitch Clark.
That, you know what? I might even be tripping. That might have been the one too, because that was another one where he fucking was taking a fucking beating. I don't think that was the one that Dana White was tweeting about though.
All right.
But Alex White with the standing elbows in that fight was nasty. He had the like kind of how John Jones had Glover, like he had that fucking real overhook. Deep like overhook.
Yeah.
That's what Alex White had. He had like a deep ass overhook on the left arm on the left side, I think. and he was fucking nailing homeboy with his right elbows. Oh, God bless his soul. Old Andrew Reid would have shed a tear at that.
Oh,
it was he was fucking like low key. He like put him on wobbly knees and was holding him up and was tagging him with them elbows, Jack. Very impressive shit by Alex White.
Hey, for those that aren't watching the UFC post-fight press conference, Shevchenko just said that she wants a rematch with Amanda Nunes, another one, and that they asked her about appealing the decision in the main event, and she says, if I can, I will. Good luck with that. They never overturn that shit.
Why on Jesus Christ? I suppose fighters got to be a little delusional to do what they do. But baby girl, you are so not getting that fight overturned. I mean, there is nothing to merit it, man. Nothing to merit it.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's no way. All right, then Lucien is a heavyweight fight. Damn, Arjan Bular, yeah, Bular gets a decision win over Luis Enrique.
That was fun. That was fun because, but hold on, let's not gloss over that. That was the Indian cat. First off, heavyweight's always in need of some new blood. He didn't look overtly impressive, but he looked good, man. He held his gas for most of the fight. It was a heavyweight fight that went the distance that was actually pretty fun to watch. Plus, he's fucking Indian. And that's a whole new market. There were actually some Indians there holding up Indian flags and shit. So it was pretty cool. And that's definitely a guy that is interesting. Somebody, you know, jot that name down and keep that shit, you know, in the Rolodex.
100%, 100%. And then the first fight of the night, and this is the one that I asked you about, because you know people were talking about being a weird finish. Cajun Johnson gets the TKO win or KO win over Juliana Martinez in the third round. Now explain that one, because I still don't understand the controversy. Okay,
so here's the deal. It really wasn't controversial when it happened. I shot the finish, and I tweeted it out and said, "Ain't that about some bullshit?" And I got some replies, and I think that people thought that I was calling the finish bullshit because what happened was Cajun Johnson was kind of like against the fence, and Adriano Martinez was like kind of coming towards him, and Cajun like caught him right behind the ear. It looked like the punch like barely hit him, and Martinez just hit the deck and was fucking basically out. Like it was, I mean, it literally looked like a glancing blow. Now, that was not my problem with that. I've been like I said, I've watched a lot of fights. Shit like that happens. Sometimes glancing blows, ironically enough, fuck up your equilibrium, and sometimes they just flat sleep you. Getting caught behind the ear can do that. What was weird about that fight, for all the people out there, for whoever's watching or listening right now who actually watched that whole fight, the whole fight, Cajun Johnson is backing up and not wanting to engage. He got dropped in the first round by Martinez. Like, it was looking like he was about to lose a fight that he basically looked like he didn't want to be in. He did not want to engage in the striking the whole time. And I'm literally looking here watching the fight, and I think it was the third round when it happened, or late in the second or something. And all of a sudden, he lands that shot, and Martinez is out. So I was more just like, are you fucking kidding me? He spends the whole fight trying not to engage and avoid striking. And the one time he closes his eyes and throws a strike, he clips him behind the ear and fucking knocks him out. Like, you know, lucky Cajun, but I tell you what, that was some bull shit if I've ever smelled it.
I'm gonna have to watch that shit, goddamn. And I know I was on Prelims, so I should be able to find it.
It was the first one.
Yeah, all right. Anything else you want to talk about on this card?
No, that's it. That's it. Just, you know, for all you MMA snobs out there that for the next couple days are going to tell me about how fucking technical Shevchenko versus Nunez was and all this bullshit, just save it. It wasn't technical. It was technically boring. That's what it was. If one of those chicks is your favorite fighter, I'm sorry. Everybody has a bad day, but that fight was not fucking great. It was a boring fight. Don't fucking tell me I just don't know what I'm looking at. That's condescending and it makes you a twat.
Motherfuckers love it to be a soldier. Must maintain composure at ease, don't like it's complicated.